Shaquaya Wren, your average American black girl. That's my new dance. Because I can't really dance anymore. I get too tired. Anyway, today I want to talk about my pregnancy journey with my current baby. I'm currently 19 weeks plus 6 days. Tomorrow I will officially be 20 weeks, meaning that I will be in my 21st week and have completed 20 weeks of pregnancy. So just reaching the halfway mark. My pregnancy so far has been a whirlwind. The baby that I'm pregnant with now is my rainbow baby. I was able to get pregnant very shortly after an unfortunate miscarriage in March, and I got pregnant again in April. Me and my husband thought that we wanted to wait for a little bit, but we decided that we were gonna just go ahead and try again and see what happens. And we were luckily able to get pregnant again fairly quickly. Throughout this pregnancy, there's been a lot of complications, which I'll make in a whole separate video explaining in detail, because I know that when these things happened to me, the first thing I did was get on YouTube and get on Google and find out as much information as I could. One being getting a subchorionic hemorrhage, and being that we had just came from having a loss, having a subchorionic hemorrhage very early in my pregnancy. I believe I was about 8 weeks. It was hard to deal with because me and my husband just knew the same thing was happening over again. But thankfully, this baby is still here, 19 weeks and 6 days later. I've also had to deal with fibroids. I've been diagnosed with 2 fibroids and 2 cysts, which is at the bottom of my uterus. So the baby is kind of sitting on top of it. So it's been a little bit painful. So dealing with those things all together has made my pregnancy more complicated than I wanted it to be. But again, I'm just grateful that we made it and still making it today. I started to feel my baby move around, I would say really around like 13 weeks pregnant. A lot of people say that you won't start feeling your baby until later. This will be my second baby. I do have a son that is currently 10. He's going on 11. So they say that normally by the time you have your second baby that you're able to recognize things more. But I kind of feel like I'm starting all over again, to be honest with you. It's a long time apart. But I started feeling my baby move around 14 weeks, and I think, or between 12 to 14 weeks, honestly. But I think it's because I had so much going on inside my uterus with my fibroids and my cysts that it just made everything kind of thick that I was just able to tell. The best way that I can describe feeling everything in there is worms. Get mad if you want to. I'm sorry. I said it, it's true. My dad didn't like it, but that's the only way I can describe it. It didn't feel like I had gas bubbles, and it didn't feel like butterfly wings. It felt like little worms just moving around in my tummy. So I can't be the only one. Comment down below if you've been pregnant before and it felt like worms at first. I can't be the only one. Right around the time that I started to feel the baby move was when I decided that I wanted to start getting things for the baby. I had spoken to somebody in a support group that I am on a different social media site, and they talk about subchorionic hematomas, and I'm in another one for women who are pregnant with fibroids. And they suggested that when you've had a loss, which most of these women have, when you've had a loss and then get pregnant again with your rainbow baby, whenever you feel ready, do one thing a week for a milestone, just so that you can say, okay, we're here. So me and my husband bought one thing for the baby, and then I kind of got scared because I started bleeding again. I started bleeding again around 16 weeks, and it wasn't bright red like it was the first time, and I didn't pass clots like the first time, but it was kind of the small signs. It was brown blood, not enough to fill a panty liner, but just enough to make me worried. So I stopped buying anything after then. I stopped thinking about buying anything after then because I didn't want to get too excited, which most women, if you've experienced loss, you can relate. And even if you haven't experienced loss, even if you're just one of those people who are just like, I'm going to wait until I know for sure that everything's good. You know, for some of us, sometimes it's harder to get stuff going because we want to make sure that everything is good first. I was able to find out my baby's gender when I was 18 plus 5, which I thought was very ironic because when I went into my son's baby book, I realized that I found out his gender when I was 18 plus 5. And neither of my pregnancies that I want to know the gender. The first time I had to know for different circumstances, and this time my husband didn't want to wait. He really wanted a gender reveal. I was like, I don't want to know. Let's just be like the ladies back in the 1200s that just had kids that didn't even know that you can have one, you can have six, who knew? You had your kid and hope that you didn't, like, I won't go there. But you just had your kid. Whatever you had, just roll the dice and let it come out of your vagina. But when I went to get my ultrasound done, I didn't look. I don't know why people think, they swear that I knew what the gender was, but I didn't know what the gender was until everyone found out. But anyway, didn't look, had the ultrasound tech put the picture and then the letter of my baby's gender in the envelope. And we were going to wait to do an actual gender reveal, but this is what happened instead. Going on. I understand that it looks ratchet. I get it. But in my defense, okay, we put this gender reveal together literally in 20 minutes, which we bought stuff from the Dollar Tree. Don't hate on the Dollar Tree because they have a lot of nice things there and you can get it for very cheap. Got everything from the Dollar Tree. I had already bought my dress from us wanting to do a gender reveal, doing something separate. So I put it on. And we just said, all right, let's go. And thankfully, a really close friend of mine, who was actually the reason why me and my husband met, she was able to come. My mother-in-law was there. My son was there. And I had a lot of my family on a Zoom call. So everybody was able to be there with us to see the gender of my baby. Certain complications that I've been having throughout this pregnancy is pain. It's been so painful. And I think that it's difficult for my husband and my son to kind of recognize that I'm not the same Shaquaya that I was pre-pregnancy, because I haven't been able to do a lot, whether it was the first trimester, which we all know sucks for the most of us. And now that I'm no longer nauseous and feeling as tired and okay, well, I'm still irritable. I'm working on that though, but I'm not as tired and as nauseous as I was before. My food aversion, I still have food aversions, but I now know what I don't want to eat. Seafood. But now I had to deal with pain. What I did do is I went online and I searched up different things that I could do to help alleviate my pain and to help prepare me for labor. We're halfway there, so might as well start getting ready now. We're 4 weeks away from viability, which is going to be a great milestone. I decided to buy a belly band. This little contraption here. It fits comfortably around my stomach. You just take it, you do it like that. That placement goes underneath your belly for support, and it's helped me tremendously. The only thing that I would recommend is that you don't wear it while driving. Don't wear it if you know that you're going to be sitting down for an extended period of time. I didn't do research on how to wear it or when to wear it when I first bought it, but I do know that when I did wear it while driving and while sitting down for an extended period of time, it started to get uncomfortable. Don't wear it too tight. Wear it comfortable enough that you can feel the pressure alleviate, but only wear it if you need it. If you don't need it, if you're one of those girls that are doing good, then do your thing, mom. But they say the baby's about the size of a mango. The last time when I got my baby measured, they said that she weighed approximately 10 ounces. That was when I was 18.5. So she weighed approximately 10 ounces, which put her in the 70th percentile. Normally around 18 plus 5, the baby is around 8 ounces. And because my baby is 10 ounces, that's what puts her in the 70th percentile. So my chunky butt is eating. My chunky butt is eating. One of the things that I've had to start implementing more is drinking way more water. It's not that I don't like drinking water. I just like a certain kind of water. I'm an average American Black girl. So that means that I don't have, we don't got it to be buying the exact water that I like to drink all the time. It's an up there water that I like to drink. But I do get that water every once in a while, and then, I just get from my refrigerator any other time. Also, another thing that I wanted to start doing is eating healthier. I realized that we always say eat for two, eat for two. Now I weigh too much. I started this pregnancy already overweight because I had just gotten off of a birth control that I had gained a lot of weight on. Before I got on that birth control, I was between 128 and 130, and my height is 5'3". When I got off of that birth control, I was around 145, 150-ish. And then I got pregnant immediately off the birth control and gained weight in that pregnancy. We lost the baby, and then I got pregnant again immediately. So I started off this pregnancy at 155 pounds, and I was able, because of my food aversions and my nausea, I lost weight. So I went down to about 147, 148, and I stayed there until recently. I am now currently back at my pre-pregnancy weight at 20 weeks. So I'm now 155 again, which means that I don't need to eat as much as someone who was starting off their pregnancy at 115 pounds and my height. I have more than enough calories going in and out of these veins that my baby is getting what she needs. So I started to change my diet. Instead of in the morning having to have 2 eggs and a piece of meat and toast or toaster strudel or whatever I eat, now I'll have 1 egg and probably a piece of toast, and I drink that with my tea. Or I'll just have 1 pack of oatmeal and a yogurt, and I drink that with my tea for breakfast. Around lunchtime, I usually eat something. My lunches are pretty regular. I'll have like a hot dog. Today for lunch, I had a tuna sandwich with some French fries that I put into my air fryer, and it was delicious. But I do want to start adding healthier meals. I don't know what I'm having for dinner tonight. I know we're baking chicken, but I don't know what else we're having. I've noticed that my baby tends to move around more often in the morning and more often at night, way more often at night. But of course she would, because why would she want me to sleep? I already have to get up to pee 5 times in the middle of the night. With her moving around, it's been causing some insomnia. So usually I will try to fall asleep around 10 or 11, which it takes me a little bit to fall asleep. And then I'll wake up around 2 or 3 in the morning, and I'll be awake watching YouTube or playing Sudoku until about 5 a.m., which is when I start to get sleepy again. And then I eventually fall asleep, and then my alarm clock goes off at 6:15 so I can get my son ready for school. So I'm gonna try to figure out a new, different sleep routine. If there's anything that you can think of, please comment down below, because your girl be tired. That's tired. To try to combat that, I have been trying to do things that keep me stress-free. I am trying to just be a better, more zen me. How's that working out for you? It's going great. It's going great. Oh, I almost forgot. At this point, your baby can hear the outside world. I want my baby to be able to get as much information as she can. So I make sure I read to her, I sing to her. So if you're around this stage in your pregnancy, make sure that you talk to your baby, talk to your belly. They can hear you. But that's basically everything that's been going on so far in this pregnancy. As this vlog, is it vlog? This vlog is this video, right? And what's the B in blog stand for? As this vlog continues, I will get more in depth about the beginning weeks of my pregnancy. I am sure that some of you have questions about the subchorionic hematoma, especially if you had to deal with them. And I'd love to make a video for you so you can see pictures and get more details. If that's something that you want, let me know. If that's TMI, let me know. I'll probably still post it anyway because I can't be the only one that wants to say like, come on, someone else wants to know. But other than that, it's time for me to go be a housewife. Thank you for joining me again today, and I will see you soon next week. She's moving right now. Anyway, bye. See, it's fine. Love you too. Thank you. You for real flush the toilet. I'm gonna have to check this again to make sure that there's no that sound. I don't even know where it left off. You could have used that other bathroom, you know.
Yeah, she did.
Okay, babe.